And the whole point of your job is not to annoy people and talk about God all the time. Well, you're not doing your job. But you want to do well at your job as part of your light. You want to show up early, stay late, work hard, be honest, tell the truth, deliver results, love others, pray for them, serve them, be gracious and kind. And as opportunity arises through friendship, love, and service, to talk to people about Jesus. Let them know you'll pray for them, serve them in functional and practical ways. But what happens is there is a lot of pressure from the darkness to hide the light. That's what Jesus is saying. Some of your family members, they don't want to hear about Jesus, so you don't say anything, but they need him. Some of your friends, coworkers, neighbors, roommates, they don't want to hear about Jesus, but they need him. And the question is, well, are you going to conceal, to cover, to hide your light, or will you be open and honest and authentic and live according to your convictions who you truly are? And the pressure in our culture is this: there is a distinction between that which is to be public and that which is to be private. And sadly, the Western world has decided that spiritual, religious convictions about God and life are to be in the private sphere, not in the public sphere. But the truth is, we're supposed to have freedom of religion, not freedom from religion. That we are to be able to worship God freely and publicly, and it was never intended that our faith would not have anything to do with our life. See, this is a false dichotomy. See, if we believe God created the world and we're to be stewards of it, that affects how we view stewardship, recycling, environmentalism, and care of the earth. If we believe that men and women are created equal, that determines how we view gender and the equality of women. If we believe that human life is sacred, that affects how we view such things as abortion or murder. If we believe that all races are created equal in the image of God, that changes how we view racism and slavery. If we believe that ultimately those who are being abused need justice because our God is a God of justice, then we'll work for justice. If we believe that God cares for the widow and the poor and the orphan, then we will give generously and will be involved in foster care and will adopt children and will serve single mothers and will have redemption groups for rape victims. Why? Because it works out of our faith. It works out of our deep convictions about who the God of the Bible is, why he made the world, and our place in it. And so if you're one of those people who says, well, it works for me, not for you, my faith is a private thing, not a public thing, and I only talk about Jesus with people who already know him, Jesus says, hey, please don't hide that light. I lit your candle so you could go out into the dark world and others could be attracted to who I am and what I do. And if you cover your candle, you're not helping the cause. In fact, you're ashamed of me and you're not wanting to suffer for me. And the truth is, I should be ashamed of you, and I've already suffered for you. So if you want to follow me, live as I live, speak as I spoke, do as I did, and don't be ashamed of me. So if you say, but the darkness will push back, my family will be upset, I will lose my job, my grade point will go down. To the glory of God, yes. You worship someone who was murdered. Lean over the plate, take one for the team. That's the big idea. That's the big idea. Because the truth is, as much as some in the darkness will push back, there are others who will be attracted and compelled. They'll say, you know what? I'm interested. Could you pray for me? Could you talk to me? You're the one person who doesn't seem to be using me, taking advantage of me. You're not perfect, but you're not a total hypocrite. You practice what you preach. And you preach what you practice. And see, for some of you, it's shame. For others of you, it will be hypocrisy. I'm not going to tell them I'm a Christian. Look what I'm doing with them. And your hypocrisy is that with your Christian friends, your language, your behavior, your activity, or ladies, even your wardrobe is a certain way. And then with your non-Christian friends, that all changes and is altered. And your non-Christian friends then will realize that you ultimately are a hypocrite. That you have two different parallel worlds. You conduct yourself in community group in a way that is different than other social scenes and settings and relationships. And Jesus here is calling for authenticity, for consistency. He's preaching against hypocrisy, and he's saying, I came into the world, and it was dark, and I brought light. And my torch has lit your candle, and I expect you to live openly, publicly, authentically, honestly, serve in love, speak in truth. The world needs me, and you are the means. So go. And as you go, let your light shine. So my question to you is, how's it going? Who are you hiding your light from? Who have you not talked to about Jesus? Who are you not serving? Where is there hypocrisy? Who are you not inviting to community group or church? Because see, identity determines activity. If you're a light, you need to shine. If Jesus has set your heart aflame, others need to come to know Him. And see, this is very important, Marcel, because we stress so much that you're not saved by what you do, but rather what Jesus does. Some people get very lazy and they say, so I don't have to do anything? You don't do anything to become a Christian, but as a Christian, there are certain expectations. Identity determines activity. Activity doesn't determine identity. You're not going to do anything to become a Christian. Jesus did it all. Jesus said it's finished. Jesus died in your place. Jesus rose for your salvation. The work of salvation is done by Jesus, received by us through faith, by grace, trusting Him. But once our identities change, our activities change. Your sex life is different because you met Jesus. Your financial life is different because you met Jesus. Your friendships are different because you met Jesus. The way you view and treat people is different because you met Jesus. And Jesus says that not only are we to allow others to see open, authentic, real faith and hear true biblical doctrine and exposition, but we want our light to continue to grow brighter. And this is maturing or sanctifying as a Christian. This is growing in Christ's likeness.